Thank you. And first of all, I should thank Professor Chandrasekhar for giving me this opportunity, Director IAST Dr. Dadwal, and a host of dignitaries from various centers of ISRO, DOS like NARL, SPL, ERL, and Space Application Center and NRSC are selected, and we have very senior people to youngsters in the faculty, and also from my own colleagues at IAST, who are also expertise right from Professor Chandrasekhar to Ramarao and assimilation of models which Govind Kuti and other colleagues will be dealing with. And this is a unique opportunity for the participants of this particular program. This is a faculty development program of AICT called ATAL, this thing. So as the director IAST has mentioned, you should take full advantage of it. But there are a few things which when we talk about remote sensing and atmospheric sciences, because I have also been associated with NARL, NRSC, and also an ISRO headquarters, there are a few things which also you should look from the participants, maybe young people or students or faculty, or you may be training a certain set of PhD colleagues from different sources. One is today we have good platforms from the ground and we are able to observe into the atmosphere. There are a few payloads which has been launched internationally. And we also have certain INSAT 3D series, Kalpana and INSAT 3D series, 3D3DR, which also is giving information on the profiling of clouds, atmospheric aerosols, which we are measuring at different locations. And but then also we do have plans for especially the scatterometer, which is also another input, which is very much needed for your models. And we had the altimeters also an experience with collaboration with, and Megatropics is another satellite which loads the tropics. So we have a host of data today available to understanding the atmosphere to a certain extent, and then how do we assimilate. Most importantly is how do you assimilate this remote sensing data, which is very fine and sensitive, into our meteorological and transport meteorological transport and air quality models, both from trace gases, aerosols. That's always a challenge. The reason is most of the time the models are not made for India. Okay, we brought these models and then started using here, but we get finer and finer information. How much we are able to really adjust into this, or is there any different methods which are available? Is a question mark which you have to really look in. Why we do have an uncertainty? We always tell topics. Topics is very dynamic and things. So that's okay. We can keep certain system and then take top of it. But that is not the question. We also had to really look ourselves into the models which we are using to ingest the data and the constraints in it, or is there any other methods in which we can put through. Then secondly is the observation, because you all will agree with which also will become a very good information. We need to put instrumentation, but may not be like the large satellites to try with. You're all aware, and you will also hear Umesh Kadani on how we made that array parameters. But then from him, I understood that even we don't normally the standard procedure for RPA to make is we don't need that. We only need this time we did first attempt has been made in 49 days. Suppose if we have the will, it's possible. Yes, we put together the did in 49 days, and we could achieve the results much better than what is expected. And the volume of the data, what we thought for a week, was come more than 40 days. And then we need research scholars to do that analysis. See what I mean to tell you? So how do you do this processing? Is the traditional methods we do, or there's another methods in understanding the another challenging area which you have to look at. But now the next by my colleagues is on looking at even the stainless steel with gold coated. They'll be explaining and it is also giving the same result. So please don't go traditional in this area. If you want to beat something, you want to be the best, don't go on traditionally what has been told. We do a research, we do some value addition, we find something, it is our own instrument, no one has else this data. So I publish, I get citation value, it's great. But that is not the end of the world. But finally, why it is not really useful to do a day-to-day operations of soil moisture of the farmers? Why we are not able to go at that level? What is the issue related all this? And more importantly, we are going to automation is going to be depend upon navigation. So the uncertainties of the ionosphere, if you are not able to solve with multiple payloads like whatever I have mentioned, maybe we should add some more payloads of this. And with the small satellites, if you are able to do, and what is the number, what is its spacing in terms of location and its timing, and then how do we process this? So new algorithms has to be developed to do all that. So this is a challenging opportunity. As Director IAST has mentioned, you have a good beginning with all the faculty, with the varied type of disciplines which you are going to get exposed, right from instrumentation to how they use it for various applications. But then the future, when you look at, when it is very important for our own daily activities and the societal benefits, what looks at, though we talk about space weather and remote sensing of atmospheric sciences, we had to finally look in the uncertainties. How do we solve these uncertainties? And this also will, this workshop also will give you a network with all the senior people where you can consult them after this program is over. So this program is only a beginning. Please understand that. And then you have a lot of scope to do and either become a great scientist or you can become a great entrepreneur. Both are possible if you are able to solve the uncertainties of navigation and make it as an issued and the service per se. So all the best. Once again, I thank Professor Chandrasekhar giving me this opportunity to be with you and share some of your views. And maybe I will also log into some timetable which has been given to look into my old colleagues, PB Rao, Patra, and the host of colleagues, Shyamlal. They're all the colleagues which we had a lot of interactions and discussions future. Maybe I'll also try to get in and hear some of those things to update my own knowledge on these subjects. Thank you once again and all the best to all the participants.
Thank you, sir, for your advice to the participants to take away the most from this program. You also gave an introspective approach to assimilating models using the